The Bookshop Cat. There once was a black cat. He came from a long line of very important cats. His grandma was a well-known mouse catcher. His grandpa had been a famous dancer, and his parents were the best pastry chefs in the city. His brothers and sisters all had jobs they loved and which kept them very busy. But the black cat simply loved reading. "Reading isn't a job," said his brother, who was a mechanic. "Why not pick up a spanner and join me?" "Cooking is useful and fun," said his mom and dad. "You could always work with us." "We love playing music," said his sisters. "Why don't you join our band?" But the black cat just wanted to read. "With a book, I can go anywhere and be anything," he replied. The next morning, the black cat set off to find a quiet reading spot. He leapt aboard his usual bus, opened his book, and began to purr. He loved exploring the city almost as much as he loved books. Everywhere he looked, there was something new and interesting. And this particular morning, he saw something very interesting indeed. It was a lovely little bookshop with a sign outside that read, "Help Wanted." His tail flicked with excitement. If there was ever a job that was made for him, this was it. "It's perfect," he cried. "Perfect for what?" came a voice. The poor little cat jumped out of his skin. "Perfect for me," he replied. "I love books and I would love to help." "You better come in then," said this girl. The girl was called Violet, and the bookshop was for children. It has been in my family for many years," she explained. "I help my grandpa whenever I can, but we do need an extra hand." "Well, I have paws," replied the cat. "Maybe I can help." And so the very next morning, the black cat arrived bright and early for his new job as the bookshop cat. They started by cleaning and tidying the shop. They recorded the shelves, made new displays, and ordered lots of books. They even placed a comfy armchair in the sunny spot in the corner. "It's everything I could ever dreamed of," sighed the bookshop cat as he swished his tail with excitement and purred his loudest purr. "Welcome," said Violet as the first customers arrived. "All you could ever want is right here on these shelves," added the bookshop cat. "We have books about animals and books about oceans, books that will take you on adventures far away where you will meet astronauts, villains, and unicorns." Then he said about helping each and every child to find the perfect book. Before long, everyone in town knew the bookshop cat, and the children's bookshop became busier than ever. But one morning, the bus didn't come. "The bus has broken down because of the rain," said the birds, and they can't seem to fix it. So the bookshop cat had to find a new way to get to work. And when he finally arrived, what a sight met his eyes. "Quick, come and help," shouted Violet. "A pipe has burst, and the books are getting wet. The street had flooded, and there was water everywhere. With so much water to wade through, nobody came into the shop that day, or the day after, or the day after that." The bookshop itself seemed to sigh with sadness. "I think we've been forgotten," sniffed Violet. But the bookshop cat said nothing. He just curled up quietly in the corner. He didn't even feel like reading. In fact, he hadn't read a book in days. And when news of this reached the bookshop cat's family, they knew something had to be done. "Don't worry, my dear," said his mom. "We're all here to help, because that's what families are for. Just tell us what we can do." And very quietly, the bookshop cat began to purr. Then Violet said, "I think I have an idea. If the children can't come to us, let's take the books to them." And so early the next morning, Violet the bookshop cat and his family set off across the city. They placed books in the playgrounds and along the beach. They put them on benches, in doctors' waiting rooms, inside the museum, and the city aquarium. They even put books in the greengrocers right next to the bananas. When the children found the books, they were so excited. But Violet's plan was still unfolding, as tucked up into back of each story was a note and a map. Your adventures are just beginning. Follow the map to find out more. The children followed the map through the city all the way to the children's bookshop, which had never looked more beautiful. As the children rushed forward, the bookshop itself seemed to sigh with happiness. The bookshop cat switched his tail with excitement and purred his loudest purr. If you visit the bookshop today, you will see it's busy, very busy indeed, and so is everyone else, especially the bookshop cat, who helps every child find the perfect book. The children still love reading and more than ever, because thanks to the bookshop cat, they knew something very important. That with a book, you can go anywhere and be anything. The bookshop cat loves his shop, and if you happen to pass by, then stop and listen. You're sure to hear a loud, contented purr coming from inside. Welcome to an extraordinary bookshop. It's a place full of stories, adventures, and of course, the bookshop cat. The story is about how the children's bookshop became the busiest and brightest place in town thanks to a family of cats, a brilliant plan, and shelves upon shelves of books. Come on in. A joyful adventure about the power of stories, friendship, and imagination.